Okay,
Okay, that's fine. There you go.
okay, Usman, you can start sharing your screen again and we'll try this again.
All right, for sure. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Usman Hamid. I'm a fourth-year biology major. I'm graduating this spring. And for my capstone project, I wrote a play, a screenplay titled An Unfinished Tale. Before I start presenting my presentation, I wanted to say, since because of the time constraint, I won't be able to go through the whole play or read it out loud. I have included pictures, some really important pictures that can help the viewer, the audience, or the reader help visualize the play. And of course, I will be going through with a lot of themes and the onset of the play as well. I'm sure you all have heard the phrase, history repeats itself, or as Mark Twain said, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Have you all thought about what causes history to repeat or rhyme? It's Mother Nature. Let's take a peek into the history. Now we all remember the Titanic sinking, right? When engineers underestimated the power of Mother Nature and overestimated the strength of a man. Y'all are probably wondering what this has to do with my play. The plot of the play roots back to the past generation prior to the main lead characters. The fortunate life experience that their parents endured are now affecting the children who are now being forced to live through the same experiences as history repeats itself. Onset of the play, basically, it's like a little summary of how the play basically starts or what's happening in the present times of the characters in the play. So the main lead characters are Zan and Emil. They're the lead characters of the play. The two meet each other at a train station where Zan was traveling back to his home city. The two happen to travel together as they fall in love. Eventually, as the story proceeds, it is revealed that Zan and Emil share a bizarre family history. This history is what causes the problems that the two must face and go through. So due to the time constraint, as I already mentioned, I will be going through some of the main themes that are seen throughout the play that can help y'all basically visualize the play. So my first and most important theme being the past coming to haunt the present. So I have included a screenshot of one of the scenes in the play where two characters are talking and they're talking about what happened in the past and how it's causing all the difficulties right now in the present. So basically, in the play, the family has a really bizarre history, and I'll dig deep into the history of the play or the story of the plot. So let's start this family, like all the cliche families are. Once upon a time, a few generations ago, there was a woman by the name of Kudra who fell in love with a man named Avamil. Normally, love is something to be celebrated, but there had been a dispute between the families due to an unfair distribution of land. Due to the rivalry, the two lovebirds remained hidden until they were caught by Bashir, the brother of Avamil. Before Bashir could cause damage and harm to Kudra, Yafir came out and defended Kudra. In the process, he killed Bashir. So now in these days, there was no court. Instead, there was a council called the Panchayat. So they had to decide on using the custom of Vani, which Vani is one of the main topics that are discussed in the play that I really wanted to cover. So Vani is a custom in which women are given to aggrieved families as brides. So normally this would have been fine if they had decided to give Kudra to Avamil, but by some horrid twist of fate, Kudra was given to the younger brother Rayan, and Avamil was sent to be with Sugra, sister of Kudra. Despite the marriage, both Avamil and Kudra would continue to meet in secret until they were both caught by Rayan, and he helped Kudra run away far, where she finally found a form of peace and lived with the intent to never have to remember her past again. So this is the family history that happened. That's the intense family history that I'm talking about. And this history basically comes back into the lives of the present main lead characters, and it's affecting their life. So the second theme that I would like to talk about is run away when you have the chance. So this theme is seen throughout the play during conversations between the lead characters Zan and Emil as they are downhearted about their families, not agreeing with their decisions. Their love isn't as old as the hate that has been growing for years in the family. Therefore, their love is respected less than the hate. Emil, who's known to be a respectful girl and would never run away nor disobey her family, decides to follow her heart. Zan, on the other hand, is also shown as very responsible and a gentleman that he would never dare disrespect tradition. And Zan brings up the idea about running away, which Emil is completely in agreement with. It is until Zan looks at Emil and realizes doing so would cause others to look down upon her, and he cannot go through it with it. If he or Emil had decided to go through with their opportunities when they had been placed in front of them, there's a chance that the two could have gotten a happy life. So this is a play. This is one of the themes that could be seen throughout the play. As I put a scene 31 on the slide. It's This is where Zan and Emil both are attending a wedding ceremony. That's where they're talking about how um, if they could run away, would it be okay? And then Emil agrees. She's like, yeah, I'll be ready to go. And then he's like, no, because I would never disrespect a woman like that by making her run away from her family and making the society look down upon her. So the next theme I want to talk about is love versus hate. So this theme is very unique as this theme isn't really seen basically on every aspect of the play, but it's basically shown between the mother-daughter relationship between Emil and her mom Kudra. Even though Kudra's hatred and abusive attitude towards Emil, her own daughter, grows as the play proceeds with the unraveling of the past. She's still her mother at the end of the day. So in this scene, when Emil that I've put on the screen, in this scene, Emil goes and she sits on a on the roof in a very cold night, and then when Kudra can't find her in the morning, she's worried. When she finally finds her sitting on the roof, her initial move is to hit her, but Amo stops her by saying, I have a fever. So Kudra stops and she takes her downstairs with care. When Kudra sees her daughter with the fever, something within her awakens, and she realizes how she has been treating her child and how much Emil has now suffered. This love inside Kudra arrives enough to realize that she doesn't want her daughter to suffer any longer and decides to take an extra step to make sure nothing will cause her suffering again. She knows that the family has caused Kudra so much harm in the past, and sort of misguided jealousy hisses that the family will cause Emil the same amount of pain, so Kudra stops it. So this theme is seen in multiple different scenes throughout the play, and basically, this is the play that I wrote. The whole like an overview of the story basically goes. So the main two lead characters kind of meet, and then as they fall in love, as the story proceeds, time comes and they find out that they both share a family history, and the family history is what I explained in the beginning due to the hatred and the disputes between the family, and then the main character's mother Kudra was a Vani, so the main issue that I'm talking about in the play, which is why I wanted to write about the play. So what really inspired me is that I started writing in high school when I wrote a short play that sparked my interest even more into this field. When I decided that I was going to write a play for my capstone, I needed it to be a hopeless romantic. That this may have been due to reading so much novels by Nicholas Sparks, but I also wanted to have a social issue ingrained into its backbone. So that's why I included Vani, the custom. It's an ancient custom where a girl or a minor is given in a marriage or enslavement under the decision of the council of the village as a compensation to end conflict such as murder. So this custom is so immense and so far-reaching that it had to be brought up in a play in an attempt to garner it more attention. I've heard stories from my grandparents about these ancient customs and traditions that I believe are not really seen on stage and especially in media. And by bringing this unique content, I think it can be treated with respect and seriousness that it actually deserves. So, which is why I kind of wrote this play with highlighting the main issue of the Asian custom, which is bunny. And and with that, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Cardulo and Professor Charles Everett for their professional guidance and their personal insight. And with that, any questions?
I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.